Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Elias here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. Ooh, I'm still sore from Wednesday. Ooh, my
Oh
throat
yeah,
is still sore from Wednesday.
we have a
Anyways,
while.
welcome to our quick prediction show for SummerSlam and NXT Takeover 36. But before we get to that, I want to actually we have a special guest next Wednesday,
Yes, we uh,
which
we finally locked into details. We have Arjun Singh, who is working AEW Dark and Dark Elevation on a bi-weekly basis. It seems because he's had 3 matches on there, and he also recently played Jinder Mahal's lawyer. So we're definitely gonna ask him about that, taking that. What's Drew McIntyre's finisher? That Claymore kick.
Claiborne
We'll
kick,
definitely,
yes.
yeah, we'll definitely ask about taking that Claymore kick, how it was working with Jinder and Drew. I'll probably end up telling him that Jinder's dating one of my best friends, probably break into some Bollywood talk. Message me and Elias your questions, watch us live. We'll be doing it on the Twitch and the Facebook only, correct? Or right? Twitch and
Yeah,
Facebook.
Twitch and Facebook only streams on Wednesday. So we're coming back with a special edition of Weekly Wrestling Heat after our normal Tuesday, which will recap SummerSlam, Rampage, and
Takeover.
NXT Takeover. So
Are we?
it's going to be.
We will put it up on
But
YouTube. We will put it up on YouTube.
yes, we will download it and put it up on YouTube for everybody to see.
Yes.
So it
Um,
will
go
be
like the
going
go like
on
the
there.
Instagram post, people. We got to drop that in our group too. Our friends don't want to support us, Elias.
That's funny. Anyways, let's get into it. We got a quick thing because we're gonna actually watch Rampage live. Well, I'm gonna
Elias,
watch Rampage live,
yes, and I am going to be
and
watching it 30 minutes late, so I'll be skipping the commercials. Um, and Elias will be watching it live, like we said. So we're going to dive right into the predictions. Elias is going to take the lead with the SummerSlam predictions, and then I will bring up the Takeover 36 card right after.
all right, let's get started. Ooh, tomorrow we're gonna start from top on down. We're gonna go from the main event down to the go down. Oh, by the way, before we get started, before I forget, shout out to AEW. Shout out to it was a pretty live environment. It took Houston a little bit to get together, get full, but the end of AEW Dynamite was pretty awesome to see. Um, Congratulations to Sammy and Miss Pam. Congratulations. They got engaged on Wednesday, so we want to throw a shout out to them. And that's pretty much it. We'll talk more about our experience on Tuesday's episode. But let's get into it. 2021 SummerSlam, Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus John Cena.
Roman.
I'll stick with Roman as well. I think they're not gonna put they won't put Cena over. At least I'm hoping they won't it. So, all right. So we got 2-0 with. I guess we all agree that we both agree that Roman will take that one.
I wouldn't be surprised if they give Cena a win just to wipe Flair from that record book, as he is apparently signed to AEW.
Apparently, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like
Anyways,
it.
well, no, actually, Flair is appearing on NWA 63, I think. So he
Mm-hmm.
is appearing there. Um, anyways, WWE Championship match: Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. I say Bobby Lashley retains.
I agree. Goldberg doesn't need to win. Um, I think Bobby wins in 4 to 6 minutes.
I can see that happening. All right. Raw Women's Championship: Nikki Ash versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair.
Dude, I want Nikki to lose this title. I'm done with it.
I actually want Rhea Ripley to win it. So
I don't care who takes it. To me, Nikki's the heel. Just give it to one of the other girls.
anybody but Nikki. That's basically what you're saying.
And then, yeah, like, the way I'd be okay with Nikki winning it if Dakota Kai debuts on Raw the following Monday.
I think Dakota Kai is gonna. I will talk more about that on the predictions for
Because she
NXT
is
Takeover.
working the dark
But
matches on Raw.
yeah, all right. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Did they confirm this on SmackDown? I'm not watching SmackDown, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they did. They
Okay.
did. This has been confirmed.
Uh, I am
I
gonna
think.
go. Okay, I'll go Belair. I love Sasha
Yeah, I was gonna
Belair.
go Belair too. I think Belair's gonna retain it. I don't think they're gonna do that. If Sasha does win, I think that sets up for Becky Lynch to make her comeback. Um, that would be interesting right there. Either
I,
or, it's a good match.
I
Um,
could see Sasha
a
winning and setting up Tony Storm.
yeah, that too. All right, Raw Tag Team Championship match: AJ Styles and Omos versus RK Bro.
RK Bro is the only entertaining thing on Raw right now, so give them the titles.
They better win. Yeah. SmackDown Tag Team Championships: the Usos versus the Mysterios. I think the Usos retain, and we see the further heel turn of either Dominic or Ray.
I think I think it's going to be Dominic who turns, and I think Friday, because they already announced that Legato match for Tuesday. I think that's how Legato gets written off TV. I think you just have AJ Francis go wild on everyone, and Legato debuts on,
Bye bye, Legado. SmackDown.
yeah, Legato
Ooh,
debuts
I can see that.
on SmackDown. And they make it seem like Dominic and Ray, everything's getting settled, and then Dominic gives his dad a hug. Legato's music hits. They look like they're about to attack Legato. Dominic sucker punches his dad, and
Ta-da! All right, I like that. I can see that happening. All right, United States Championship match: Sheamus versus Damian Priest. I think Damian Priest is going to dethrone Sheamus, which is going to go into a feud with the Miz for the
again,
United States Champion. Yeah,
I think Miz and Morrison are going to feud with the New Day, and then they're going to turn on one another. And I think Damian Priest will win, and it's going to set up for, God, I can't believe I'm saying this, a feud with Cross, where he's going to go over Cross, and we're going to be back where we started.
yeah. All right, Edge versus Seth Rollins. I'm picking Edge on this one. I mean, it's a clear cut. Unless WWE swerves us and gives Edge that loss, which it wouldn't do nothing to Edge, in on my opinion, and it wouldn't even hurt Seth Rollins neither because their stock is really high right now in WWE.
I'm going to go with Edge as well. I want Seth to win. I'm going to go with Edge. Where do you think Edge goes from here?
I think he's gonna probably go after. I don't know. That's a good question. I could see him either going into the IC title picture, trying to dethrone Nakamura, or he just continues just a feud with random people. I either that or he goes into the back uh, into the a feud with Roman. But I mean, we're kind of that could it could go either way.
I would like to see Edge and Sammy next.
I can see that happening too. So we'll see. I think this one is going to be a split one: Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal.
Bro, I love Jinder, but it's Drew. It's going to be Drew easy.
Okay, so yeah, we both agree on.
Yeah, just because I love Jinder don't mean I'm going to be biased.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. That's a clear cut Alexa Bliss, and I think Doudrop turns on Eva Marie.
Did you read the stuff about the Lily merchandise at SummerSlam?
Yeah, it's selling.
Yeah, and they want to see how it sells through SummerSlam weekend. and that's how they're going to decide if Lily is future endeavored or if she's going to stay a character. Um,
That's gonna be
I
funny to
I
see.
could see Dewdrop accidentally costing Eva furthering that storyline, and then Alexa moving on to Naya or Shayna after their story is done.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for SummerSlam. I guess we're gonna see what happens in general. I'm interested. It's gonna. It looks like it's gonna be a decent card. With apart from the, I'm not really too excited to see Eva Marie wrestle, but that's just my opinion. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the NXT Takeover card.
Yeah, so just announced on the pre-show, Ridge Holland versus Trey Baxter, and I guess that's for third place in the tournament. Um, I'm gonna go with Ridge Holland. I think they did that thing with him as Brandon Fink. They got him some run on the main roster.
Yeah,
Wade Barrett, I could see Wade Barrett becoming his manager if they're. I could see Wade Barrett becoming his manager soon because the way Wade Barrett's talking about him on commentary, and
yeah.
remember, NXT is supposed to be going in this new direction with these bigger guys. I think with a lot of these bigger guys, you need a manager. I think they're going to try to do the AEW counter programming, and which I think is a stupid move, but I think Wade Barrett and Ridge Holland would be a good fit. So I'm going to go Ridge Holland.
Okay, I agree. I think I like Rich Holland, even though I like Trey Baxter, but I think Rich Holland has that hit quality.
Walter versus Dragunov.
I think Dragonoff is going to dethrone Walter.
Damn, man, I haven't been watching NXT UK, so I don't know who to. I know there's a lot of heels there. Like I know Dragunov could have a great match with Supernova. Um, so I'm gonna go with Walter. I'm gonna say Walter keeps it.
Okay.
That's our first differ, right? That's the first one we
Yeah,
differed on so
basically.
far. Cross versus Samoa Joe.
I think Samoa Joe takes it. I mean, Cross is on the main roster. There's no. I mean, that's pretty much a clear cut given if it happens.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a wrench in the system. If Scarlett is with Cross, Cross wins. If she's not with Cross, Samoa Joe wins.
Okay. I still say Samoa Joe is going to win.
The match I'm most excited for this weekend, or one of the two or three matches I'm most excited about, Raquel versus Dakota, women's title.
I think Dakota is going to dethrone Raquel.
I think the opposite here. Uh, I think Raquel's gonna win, and I think Raquel is gonna also win the Queen of the Ring, which was announced. Um, so I think they're gonna keep the NXT title on her for a minute. I think Dakota's gonna debut on Raw the night after, so I'm gonna go with Raquel.
Okay. I can see either or because Dakota has had the largest longest stint in NXT, not stint but longest tenure in NXT. So I think they would probably I'm looking at it as somebody who deserves a chance to be champion would be probably Dakota Kai. But if not, I can see her going to main roster.
All right, and then we got LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. If Grimes loses, DiBiase becomes the butler of LA Knight.
I think Cameron Grimes wins and he wins the $1 million championship.
I th-
And this one, Ted DiBiase is going to help him win the title.
yeah, I think Knight's going to get a little too cocky. It's going to cost him, and we're going to get the new $1 million champion. And I kind of hope I hope they don't do what Impact or what AEW is doing with the FTW title. I hope they're actually going forward with this as a title because I think it could lead to some fun matches. Like maybe Rich Holland next, or something.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think them bringing back the $1 million championship was a good thing, especially if they put it on I'll put it on Cameron Grimes. I think it can lead to some pretty not interesting storylines there.
Where does Knight go from here? Does he go for the main title, or do you think he gets called up?
Either that or he gets either that or I think he goes after the North American Championship.
I I think Knight could be a very fun competitor for who is the North American champion right now?
The he's in the part of
Swerve,
the
Swerve.
Swerve, yeah.
Yeah. I think Knight and Odyssey Jones could be a good first feud too if they're going to go, or Carmelo Hayes. Whoever loses that on Tuesday, I think could be a good feud for LA Knight to get some experience because LA Knight's been around for a minute. Get some experience under that newcomer, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, 2 out of 3 falls. Number 1 is a regular match. Number 2 is a street fight. Number 3 is a steel cage. If they're putting up the damn cage, it's going to go 3 falls.
I no, there it's going 3 falls all together. I think it's going to I think in the regular match that Adam Cole no, I think Kyle O'Reilly gets the first win, then it goes to Adam
Because he
Cole
lost the
with the
because
streak.
he lost the original traditional match. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who do you
So
think
and
is
then they're
over?
gonna go. I think Kyle O'Reilly goes over and Adam Cole gets called up to the main roster. That's if he decides to resign because this is also considered to be Adam Cole's last contracted appearance
Yeah.
with a WWE.
I will also go. I will also go. Um, Kyle O'Reilly. But one thing I want to talk about is our dumbasses said Rich Holland was the guy that Wade Barrett keeps putting over. No, that's that other dude. Rich Holland is the dude with Pete Dunne.
Oh shit! Oh, do, do, do.
Brendan Vink. What's his name, man? What's his new name?
It is
Brendan.
Brendan Bink.
No, he has some new name on the roster now. Um, Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson was the guy I was thinking about with Wade Barrett. So,
Interesting.
yes, that is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, Rich Holland is going to squash Trey Baxter, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a given. So
So, yeah, those are
I
our
think
predictions.
that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, nice 18-minute video, not too long. Should we just talk about our AEW experience for like 10 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. So um Wednesday, this is my first AEW event I went to. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Mine too. Mine
Um
well.
I I the energy is me and my brother, my play bro, who's worked with us, agreed that that one thing that WWE does have over AEW is that they know how to do the breaks. Like they know how to control the breaks and keep people entertained. That's one thing that AEW needs to a little bit improve upon because it kind of there were some dead spots there while they were doing TV breaks or when they were doing like certain things that it felt really dead. So or the crowd was just wasn't into it.
Do you
Um,
think you need
but
to do that in AEW because every match is like 100 miles per hour?
I feel like you need to entertain the crowd a little bit so they won't get restless. Because if you realize when Taz came out, that's when they started trolling Hook
Yeah.
by doing the Justin Bieber call and stuff like that. Um, but I one thing I do appreciate about AEW is the way that they do certain things that they don't limit their guys to answer back to those calls. Like Taz shot back, and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So um, I thought that the show was really good. Started off really good. Sammy versus Sean was a really good match. I thought there was a little bit one too many false finishes, but the way it ended perfectly, in my opinion.
That match ended after Cutter or after the 6:30.
6:30, it should have ended.
Yeah. Sting and Darby was fun. Sting no selling the table spot got a great reaction. I rewatched that match because I wanted to see some of the backstage stuff they did. It did not disappoint. Um, Thunder Rosa got a huge ovation. Her and Penelope had a very decent match as well. Um, Penelope actually wrestling in someone else's ring gear because her ring
No,
baggage got
she was
lost.
wrestling. She was actually wrestling in her regular clothes because her bag
Oh,
got lost.
oh, okay.
So
And then the tag team title match was great. Again, if you're gonna hit a fucking tombstone, end the match.
yeah, I think that one thing that the elite is starting to get, it's starting to get old, is the heel tactics to win. But I mean, I'm still enjoying it regardless of that. I can overlook that. I can overlook the little stuff, the extra stuff that they do.
But you make your referees look stupid.
Yeah, that's one thing that I can say that AEW. I think but Bully Ray called Tony Khan out on their on Busted Open
Yeah,
about
but
that.
there's people outside for 20 seconds, and Tony Khan was like, "No, it's 10 seconds, man." And I was like, "Come on, Khan, just admit
Well,
that you're."
there was a spot where they brought in the chair and then they were distracting the referee. Somebody on Twitter actually counted how long it took to for the referee to look back. There's sometimes those distractions are a little bit too long for a match, but I mean it is what it is. Young Bucks are entertaining. I thought that the spot that they did at the end was pretty cool. Them bringing up Christian all beat up and stuff like that.
One
Um,
thing that people are not talking about, and I rewatched it, is Jungle Boy protected the hell out of Matt or Nick Jackson. I can't remember which one he superplexed or he did the brainbuster on the steel chair. If you
yeah,
rewatch it, Jungle Boy took the brunt of that. Like Jungle Boy could seriously
no,
hurt
so
himself.
I noticed that from the match itself because the way he landed wasn't like it wasn't a brainbuster. It was a suplex, but
Yeah,
it made it seem like it was an actual brainbuster because the way he brought him down was the brainbuster for him, but then he literally dropped him back to so he could take the brunt of the hit on that one.
and his neck almost got caught in that top edge of the chair. Yeah, that was another spot. Like if you're gonna do spots like that, end the match. Like that's got to be a 1, 2, 3, game over.
Yeah,
Um, because even in
I
the Sammy
thought.
match, there's people online saying Sammy's reckless, because he made Shawn Spears bleed. Well, no one would be saying that if you ended the match after the fucking 6:30.
Well, I thought that that one was planned. I think that that whole spot was planned.
I don't
Um,
know. I didn't see a blade job, dude.
I think he opened them up the hard way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why people are saying Sammy's reckless.
I don't think he's reckless. I just think that that match they I for that match I thought it should have ended that way in a sense because they've been going at each other's throats for the longest.
Yeah, and
Um,
all the stuff with Pam beforehand. Yeah. And then the main
uh,
event, me and Elias got to display our singing talent. Um, uh,
I really thought Houston showed out for this one. It
dude,
started
you were
off a
telling me I
little.
should try out for American Idol, dude. Like, you told me that I'm probably one of the best singers you heard, and I took that to heart, man. Like, I think I'm
Man,
gonna go try out for.
I must have got hit in the head with a chair or something.
You're drinking too much. You're drinking too much. Um, and
No, but
going back really quick though, going back to that chair spot, me and you were in the second. We were in the second section. We were in the 100s. So when we saw like the way that Jungle Boy fell on that steel chair, like that's why we were like, oh shit, Jungle Boy could hurt himself doing this.
yeah,
So we were elevated.
yeah, we got to see our we so Fertitta Center is not that big, so regardless of where you were at in that arena, you it was a good spot everywhere. I think the only people that kind of got like a little far away were the people that were in the horseshoe,
And then the people in the
in the
bleachers
horseshoe.
got fucked because there was
And
a whole floor section. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Other than that, going to the main event, I really enjoyed the sing along that they had. It showed Houston's always been a good wrestling city, especially when it comes down to being interactive. From start to end, the crowd was hot on that match. MJF got a lot of the heat that like a lot of heat, and it was wonderful to see. Um,
Yeah.
me being a Fozzy fan, liking Judas and liking Jericho as a wrestler, not as a person, because outside of wrestling, yeah, he's
We don't need to talk about that.
it's neither. Yeah, but I didn't like that he lost, but I get the point of why he lost to put over to put over MJF, which I think it was a really good thing that they did. MJF looked really good. I really think him and the Miz, right? For him to be this young and be this talented, I think he's gonna probably and give him 5 years if they leave him as heel. Or when he turns babyface, he's gonna be one of the biggest baby faces out there.
And one thing that the camera didn't catch that we saw when we were live is there was an audience member who was an idiot and threw his hat at MJF after the
Sammy,
match.
MJF, yeah.
Yeah. Um, they didn't get that on the camera, but that's how you know you have heel heat. Like, I am not for fans throwing stuff in the ring. Don't get me wrong, but when when you got people flipping you off, you know, people who still think it's real, yeah, like,
I had fun. I can actually say I had fun at AEW.
and good on the security for not throwing that fan out. You know, the security guard just kind of went over and was like, "You know, quit being a dumbass."
Yeah, like because MJF was like legit about to hop off the ring and like
Yeah.
legit punch him, like. But MJF is a professional and he held back. So, but
Um,
other than that,
and
I thought it was
we
really
got
good.
dark after. We got dark after.
Yes.
Um,
Um.
it's already aired, so we can tell people what happened. We got Orange Cassidy and the best friends beating
The Hardy clan.
Hardy Clan, yeah, which is going to lead the OC versus Matt Hardy. We got
The Death
Dante
Triangle
Martin,
versus
yeah, the Death Triangle versus Dark Order,
the Order.
which I
I thought
called.
that match was
I told you a couple of months ago. I thought Five was going to be leaving the group. Remember?
yeah, and I
Um,
think that it set the seeds for that to break up or whatever's going to happen with that.
or
So,
Hangman or a new
um,
leader coming in and getting everyone back on the same page.
yeah,
No pun intended. Um, dude, if I hope they don't like it's an easy write in, but if they get Bray Wyatt to come in, I hope they don't. I hope they do something more creative if he does go there. Um, like it's too easy. It's too easy. Like it's low hanging
yeah.
fruit. Like you don't need to do the whole. I think Adam Page coming back and getting them on the same page would be cool.
Yeah,
Um,
because everything started with Adam Page telling them, "Hey, I'm going to do my own thing, so just back off." And when he was getting jumped by the elite, they tried to come out, and I think it was Cole Cabana, Stu Grayson, and Ibo Uno stopping them.
and
So,
not only
um,
that, there was the whole every backstage segment where Adam Page was excluding Five, like when they went to go get ice cream or when they went to the bar and they left Five behind. It was like a big brother little brother thing. It wasn't like I'm trying to kick this guy out of the group. So maybe like Hangman can play like that bigger brother that gets everyone back together.
yeah, I agree. I think that would be cool. That's pretty much
Underrated
it.
match. Underrated match tonight. I want to talk about that Dante Martin Bowers match. Go watch. Go watch on Dark. Very fun match.
I agree. I
That's how
agree.
they actually kicked Dark off, and Dante was over with that crowd.
Yeah, Dante. Shout out to all the indie guys that were there. I think Maddie wrestled. Will All Day wrestled. A couple of Booker T's kids, a lot of new Texas Pro
The
Wrestling.
MK
And
twins.
MK Twins from the Knox Pro. Um, they it was a lot of good matches, even though they lost, but they look really good in the match. That's one thing that I can appreciate about AEW that they do. They try to give them a little bit.
Maddie's had a
But
lot
other
of offense.
Yeah, her and Will All Day got a lot of hometown or a lot of hometown cheers because they wrestled in Houston a lot. So
So yeah, we'll wrap it up. We're at
well,
the 30-minute mark. What happened?
yeah,
Oh no,
that's pretty
you want
much
to tell
it.
me something cool happened on SmackDown? Is that what caught your attention?
No, I'm looking at Twitter right now.
How's Broke Jared Corbin doing? Is he doing good?
Mhm. Same thing, same
That's
good
my
thing.
boy.
All
That's
right,
my
all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for this today's episode. We'll be back on Tuesday with our regular episode where we're going to recap SummerSlam and NXT Takeover and Rampage, which
and
starts in literally 10
Insurgent.
minutes.
We might even talk about Insurgents depending on that's going on right now too.
Yeah, that too. So we'll talk about that, and then also we'll be back on Wednesday with our special episode that we'll have Arun Singh on the show. And we'll be back then. So from everybody here at Weekly Wrestling Heat, we are officially out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, people. Tune in to Rampage.